Playing collegiate or professional sports is the dream of many young athletes from inner-city neighborhoods in South Florida. Taking their athletic talents and skills to a higher level is seen as the most logical path to success. TJ Jackson is familiar with that dream. The talented and highly recruited prep athlete was destined to fulfill his dream of playing football for the University of Florida. All the pieces had fallen neatly into place except for one, and that was his lack of preparation for the college entrance exam. Although he eventually passed the exam and enrolled and played football at Virginia Tech, his then heartbreaking experience is now benefiting hundreds of at-risk student athletes in South Florida. Devoted to sharing his knowledge and assisting young student athletes, TJ formed Prep and Sports, a 501c3 nonprofit organization that strategically blends superior athletic training with specialized academic preparation. And although every dream is supported and encouraged, Prep and Sports' biggest emphasis is the reality of a quality education and being fully prepared for opportunity. By reshaping the objectives of the student athletes they work with, the same desire and focus that takes place on the field or court transcends to the classroom. When the student athlete displays the commitment to excel off the field, they are rewarded with the opportunity to train like and with the professional athletes they aspire to become.
You know, these kids will show up to work out. They will bring their cleats. They will come prepared. They will bring their gloves. They will bring their football. They will do everything to come out there and work out on the field. But then when it was time to go to class, they didn't have their book bags. They didn't have their paper. They didn't have their pen. They wasn't prepared in the classroom. So we had to tell them that same mentality that you have for football, that same will, that same drive, we need to go ahead and try to translate that over and transfer that over into the class.
Since 2005, Prep and Sports has combined qualified educators from the Palm Beach County School District and professional athletes to help shape the future for young men and women throughout South Florida. While Prep and Sports educators utilize their skills to teach reading a book, Kansas City Chiefs cornerback Brandon Flowers uses his talents to teach reading an offense. While the teachers are sharing the traits of becoming a great student, the Dallas Cowboys' Abe Elam is sharing the traits of becoming a great teammate.
First of all, TJ, he's very honest with these young kids. He can tell them up front that everyone is not going to go to play pro football. You guys are not going to make $1 million. But what you can do, you can empower yourself to be educated.
The impact Prep and Sports has had on the local community is both dramatic and significant. Over 100 students have passed through and gone on to college, many of which also fulfilled their dream of playing Division I sports. In 2011, 15 Prep and Sports student athletes received full or partial scholarships to colleges throughout the U.S. The mentoring Prep and Sports offers goes beyond being the best student athlete. It is also about becoming the best person they can be and a contributor to their community. The influence and positive nature of Prep and Sports often fills a void for young men and women lacking support and positive influences in their lives. The overall effect can be seen in a variety of ways, one of which is the steady decrease in teen violence. By bringing once divided neighborhoods in the community together, Prep and Sports has aided in the reduction of teen crime rates. Perhaps an even more telling sign is the number of Prep and Sports graduates that have returned to their community to give back what they were so grateful to have received. Rod Johnson knew that giving back was an opportunity, not an obligation. And the influence he is now passing on to young boys and girls on the basketball court is making a difference.
By me training with TJ, I was already prepared for what the college life was going to be like because he prepared us for what the college students would do. But he always say, Rod, when you go off, make sure school comes first. If I can just change one life, one kid's life, I know I did my good deed. So I just decided to start off coaching City League basketball, little girls, older boys. And I continue to give back to the kids because I love doing it.
One of Prep and Sports' earliest participants, Kevin Lubin, was profoundly touched and influenced by his Prep and Sports experience, one that has allowed him to heal mentally after being randomly targeted in a gang initiation in 2006. Kevin was just 17 years old when a car of teenagers he had never met pulled up and opened fire with a semi-automatic weapon.
As I looked up, back door of the car opened. I seen a barrel looking at me straight in my face. So I just stood there, dropped the phone. Before I knew it, I just heard like boom, 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 boom. As I looked back, I seen the guy jumped out the vehicle, started chasing me with a rifle. It was an AK-47. Rapid fire. The guy chased me down with it, shot me several times. I fell, and he came at least, I want to say maybe 3 feet to 4 feet of me, stood over top of me, shot at least 6 to 7 more rounds. It took me 18 years of my life to get to the highest point of my life I ever been in sports. But it only took 30 seconds to knock me right back down to ground zero.
The mission of Prep and Sports and the success of their efforts are remarkable. Yet hundreds of student athletes from surrounding communities are turned away every year due to financial limitations. For every life they transform, dozens of promising student athletes are left wondering what might have been. Be a difference maker in your community and get involved with Prep and Sports. Your financial contributions, your time, and your support are all it takes to change the lives of those who will change the lives of others.
Tell these kids that there's someone out who cares about me and that I want to change my life, and they change their life.
So that's what his main thing with us was about education first, no matter what.
It changed my life. And a lot of people was always like, well, what did it do for you? It didn't make you rich, it didn't put money in your pocket. It's not about that. I'm here.